Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you all for being here. Since 2014, the library community has brought over 40,000 pairs of pajamas to this effort with the Bruins. And this is our 6th year of combined effort. Now, we have several dignitaries here. I would like to introduce Mayor Dominic Sarno. We have Brooke Pinkham from the Boston Bruins over here. Katie Demora and Molly Walsh from Cradles to Crayons. Giselle Maloney and Kate Liven from the Department of Children and Families in Springfield over here. Stephen Carey, Chair of the Springfield Library Commission. Molly Fogarty and Jean Canosa from the Springfield Library, and Grace LaRochelle and her entire staff here at East Forest Park. Thank you so much for hosting this in this beautiful new venue. And my colleague, Jan Resnick from South Hadley. Would the mayor like to say a few words?
That concludes my remarks. I want to, the Board of Library Directors, first of all, let's give them a big round of applause. They give me a lot of money to build beautiful libraries here, so we appreciate it. And how about those Boston Bruins? First place, baby! And having First Lady Lauren Baker is here, and I believe she's going to be reading to you also. So we would call this the Board of Library Commissioners, First Lady Lauren Baker, and our beloved Boston Bruins. In hockey lingo, this is a hat trick, baby. So I want to, Pajam is very, very generous to all our children here in Springfield and the surrounding areas, and I hope that you're enjoying this East Forest Park Library, Molly and team. I know Megan's here from my Board of Library Commissioners, besides my old halfback chairman, Steve Carey, but this is what it's all about. Besides learning and having some fun, family. Plus you get to wear your PJs too. How do you like that? So with that, I'm gonna, so we can move on. Okay, is that good? Yeah, I know, you're saying, yeah, get off the mic, okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. And now I would like to bring First Lady of the Commonwealth, Lauren Baker, forward.
So, thank you for coming to this gorgeous, beautiful new library in your jammies to celebrate the kickoff of the PJ Drive. And it's so, so cool that you guys are here. I'm really happy to be here. And it's really nice of you guys to help us kick off this PJ Drive where all over Massachusetts, the Bruins are going to be working with the libraries in every city and town and collecting pajamas to give to kids who need them, which is really, really cool. And so today, to kick off this program called the Bruins PJ Drive, I came out because I heard that there's going to be a lot of people from the Bruins and maybe one special guest who's a really big part of the Bruins. Have you guys ever seen this guy before? Yeah. Do you know his name? No. His name is Blades. So how do we get Blades to come out? Well, I think he's here somewhere. I don't see him.
We took a nap. We had a long drive from Boston.
Oh, we took a nap? So we're going to have to maybe be, even though it's a library, I think they'll be okay if we're loud for just a minute in here. Right?
Yeah.
What should we say?
I think we can say, "Let's go Bruins." You think we can say that?
All right. We're going to cheer it a bunch of times. Ready? Let's go Bruins! 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 Where is he? Oh! There's Blades. Hi, Blades. Thank you for being here. Oh. Sometimes people get a little bit scared because you're so big, but he's really, really sweet and nice. He really is. He's so cute, isn't he? Do you think, Blades, that would you help me read a book? All right. We have a really fun book, and I'm going to read it, and you're going to help. Okay. Would it be okay with you guys if don't step on me, Blades, but I'm going to sit down here. All right. So we're going to read. Once Blades gets here, no one cares about the book. Because he's always the funniest one. Okay, so here's our book for the day. It is called Up the Creek. Up the creek. I know you can read already, so most of you can probably read, right? So if I get any words wrong, you can tell me. All right, this is a book called Up the Creek. Can you see it? I just have to turn a little bit. Okay. Up the creek, there once was a bear, a moose, and a beaver who were the best of friends, though they often disagreed.
What's often disagreed?
Sometimes friends don't agree. Sometimes friends fight about stuff, right? These guys do. One sunny day, the bear, the moose, and the beaver decided to go canoeing. The moose wanted to steer. So did the bear and the beaver. So they all sat in the stern, or the back of the boat. Look what happens. Can't all sit in the same place, right?
So the bear has to sit in the front.
With so much weight in the back of the canoe, it tipped, and they ended up in the water. So they played eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and it was decided that the moose would steer. They all settled back into the canoe, and they began to paddle. Do you know how to eeny, meeny, miny, mo? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. The moose won. So the bear insisted on paddling port side, but the beaver and the moose also preferred the left. So with everyone paddling on the same side, they just traveled in circles. Soon their arms got tired, so they began to switch sides. That's when they finally started to travel in a straight line. But just as they began to make progress, they came to a stop at a beaver dam. They all had different ideas about how to get across the beaver dam. The beaver wanted to push the canoe, but that didn't work. The moose thought they should pull the canoe, but that didn't work either. Fortunately, the bear figured it out. The only way across was to portage. Portage means to carry it. So they carried it across. Back in the water, the bear, the moose, and the beaver settled into a rhythm and started to really enjoy paddling down the river. Stop splashing! Keep paddling! I'm hungry! But it wasn't long before they started to argue, and they argued so loudly they didn't notice the current growing stronger and the rumbling in the distance until it was too late and the river turned into wild white water rapids. Ah! Uh-oh. Issue. Thrown sideways under the water, through the air, and everywhere, the bear, the moose, and the deer held on for their lives. Here, Scooch. Come on over here. Scooch. Scooch. Nothing to see here. Look what happened when they went through the white water. Their canoe went over and over and over. Oh no. Look at the moose. He's standing on top of the bottom. How did he do that? Exhausted, bruised, and wet, the three friends landed on a rock in the middle of the rapids. The moose wanted to burn the canoe to make a signal fire. The bear wanted the beaver to the bear wanted to throw the beaver all the way to shore so he could go get help. The beaver thought swimming to shore would be better. They argued for whose plan was better all the way through the night. The next morning, it dawned on the bear, the moose, and the beaver that they have to work together to make it home safely. So they climbed back into their canoe, took a deep breath, and ran the rapids. They twisted, leaped, crashed, and blasted through the water. The rapids were fierce with the bear's powerful strokes, the moose's heavy, steady hoof, and the beaver's clever commands. They set a true, clear course. At last, the bear, the moose, and the beaver made it to shore. The bear looks pretty tired. Look at the beaver. He looks tired too.
And the moose looks very tired.
The moose looks dizzy. After a much-needed nap, the bear, the moose, and the beaver worked together to repair their canoe and the paddles, catch some fish, and cook some lunch. Before they tucked into their meal, they all gave thanks for the wildest adventure they had ever had. Rested and relaxed, the bear, the moose, and the beaver were ready to set out for home. After taking a long look at the raging rapids, they decided to walk. And who could disagree with them for that? The end. Yay! Well, the Wonder Fund is a private nonprofit that provides resources and opportunities to any kid engaged with the Massachusetts Department of Children and Families. And we're here to make sure that every child who is removed from a home in an emergency situation has new socks and underwear and clothing for the next day, and they feel a little bit better in a horrible situation. And we also make sure that every child engaged with DCF has access to the resources and opportunities and experiences that every child deserves to have. So it's everything from ballet lessons and baseball gloves to summer camp and SAT prep, and anything a child wants or needs to do, we're going to try to make that happen. We're just absolutely thrilled to be the beneficiary of the Bruins PJ Drive. They've been doing the PJ Drive for many years, and they've grown it from just a small little effort in Boston to a statewide effort where they've last year generated 13,000 pairs of pajamas for kids who need them. And it's really incredible. And the Cradles to Crayons and the Wonder Fund are the beneficiaries of all those pajamas, which we then distribute throughout the state to kids who need them. And it's just, it's a thrill to work with the Bruins. They're a great organization and a great team. And Blades is really, really fun. But the minute Blades enters the room, it doesn't matter who else is there. The kids are focused on him. Well, I mean, the Bruins began their PJ Drive partnership with the public libraries across the Commonwealth. And we jumped in kind of after the fact, so I can't take any credit for it, but I think that the more we can expose families to all the great programs that happen in the libraries, the better. The libraries are everywhere, and they're a great source of, lots of fun and activity. We can boost literacy. I mean, the benefits are endless, and for families, especially the families that the Wonder Fund serves, the libraries are a great place for really affordable, really safe, educational, and good times. So as many families as I can expose to the libraries, as much as I can do, I'll do.
Well, I think this is so wonderfully exciting. We're so honored that the kickoff for this statewide event happened here at the East Forest Park Branch Library, and to showcase this library to the First Lady, to the community, and this is great for Springfield. We're a community center. We provide that center for the community to come, to congregate, to talk. We have book discussion groups. We have social services. We bring in groups that do workforce development. We have it all here, and it's our maker space, our computers, our wonderful staff. So please come and visit us.
Just the accomplishment that the Board of Library Commissioners has been able to see in this whole process. And right now, our library construction program needs additional funding. We would love to have $250 million in a bond bill and another $150 million, $25 million cap on our annual spending. Right now, we can spend $20 million a year on new facilities like this one. And we've got 17 libraries on the wait list right now. The 17th library will not see that first shovelful of dirt tossed until 2028. They will not realize their state funding until 2033. And this is just unacceptable for us as library advocates. We need that to be upped. When times are tough, people don't buy their own books or their own DVDs or their own recordings. They come to the library. But even more than having access to information and access to all kinds of things in any library's collection, we have access to information. And the real role of the libraries is still evolving with internet access. You can Google anything, but if you want the right answer, see a librarian, and she'll get it, or he'll get it. That's what we do. And the Board of Library Commissioners are advocates for every single library, for every single citizen of the Commonwealth, to see that we all have equal access to everything, no matter what.